Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here it's not just about fixing cars, it's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, and giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Saturday morning pit stop, stories, smarts, and few good laughs. We're here for you Monday through Saturday. Saturday now is an engaging 1 hour of Q&A. So let's strap ourselves in, get through the drive-through, grab your favorite morning beverage, and shift it into drive, because we're about ready to hit the blacktop. I hope your day's going well for you. We're almost into the weekend. We've almost made it. And from what I hear, it's March break next week. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Time is marching on. Well, what are we going to talk about this morning? What are we going to do today, brain? The same as what we do every day, Pinky. Take over the world. I don't know where that came from. I may have watched one or two of those. Let's jump into the morning weather forecast so you know what you can expect today, man. The weather, all of a sudden, what happened? Did you trip over the extension cord? Things have changed here along the south shores of Lake Erie. It's windy. Not windy, it's windy, and the wind is very, very cold. So we thank the Grimo family at Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, building Canada since 1931. I wonder if they've taken a break. Did anybody tell them they can have lunch? Well, anyways, building supplies, hardscape landscaping materials, and I just heard they're fixing all the machinery, getting ready for a very busy summer because they build their own stuff there too. They create all kinds of blocks and building supplies. So hardscape landscaping, looking to build that backyard oasis, that outdoor living space, you're in the right place when you go to Niagara Block. So check in. The Grimo family there, customer service is over the top. They'll help you find the products that you want and that you like to make that backyard space look absolutely outstanding. Connect with them today. You know, we're almost halfway through March already, and it's kind of trying to make its mind whether it's going to be a lion or a lamb, but you'd be best to get on the calendar and get a date booked with a contractor, and they can help you with that at Niagara Block as well. They're tightly connected with the construction community and can get you connected with someone who can actually estimate accurately, as well as start the job and finish the job so you can enjoy your outdoor space. Well, here's what we got going on this morning. So fasten your seatbelts, get your favorite morning beverage through the takeout window and jam that into the cup holder, and we'll have a swiggy together in just a few moments. 29 degrees now with windy conditions. Wind is making it feel colder, about 14 degrees. Cloudy conditions from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. with partly cloudy conditions expected at 6 p.m. Today's temperature range will be from 28 to 36 degrees Fahrenheit. It may feel more like 14 to 26 degrees Fahrenheit. So today's overnight low will be 28, and the high for today, 36. We reached 57 degrees yesterday for our high. It was actually not too bad, even though it was raining. Like I was thinking, better build a bigger boat. Rain in the last 24 hours, 1.35 inches. Well, I'll tell you what, it had to be more than that because I couldn't even park my car in the driveway yesterday. I had to park it up on dry land. I went to get in the car and I'm like, I need to go put my rubber boots on. And I was serious. So I very gently walked through the water as not to create too many wakes, and I managed to sneak in, but by the time I got back, the water level had risen. So precipitation in the next 24 hours is a 0. We'll take it. Yes, we will. We'll take that. Thank goodness it wasn't snow, right? Well, let's jump into our morning swiggy. We have an amazing topic to cover this morning. Sorry, I got an itchy head. Yeah, how does that happen? One of you guys give me some kind of a cootie or a flea? No? Time for a new flea collar then for me. We're going to talk about this morning. And just a reminder, Fun Friday tomorrow. We're going to be talking about cars. Love, hate relationship. And I think for many, that's the mindset. And if we could change and put a curve in that mindset, you'll be putting more money back in your pocket. And it might give you the giggles. It just might. Today, having a solid relationship with your car and your mechanic is gold. And we're going to talk about that and unpack that in just a few moments. You know, how long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? Think about that for a moment. Thank you to our certified financial planning professionals, Tony Miele, Larry Tetro, my brothers from other mothers, 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They work with IG Wealth Management, one of the major corporations in the world, managing trillions of dollars for people just like you and me. So for portfolio, debt, estate planning, powers of attorney, health proxies, mortgages, life insurance, and critical illness insurance, and even more, you have the opportunity to get 1 hour. We call it the hour and a coffee discovery meeting, to sit down, get your questions answered. Leave your purses, ladies, and your wallets at home. These guys are not there to sell you. They're there to listen to what your goals and dreams are, where you are, and where you'd like to be, and they formulate a game plan. But don't waste their time. These guys don't need any more clients. They're busy. But because I've been friends with them and they've been my certified planners for 20 years, the guys said, we want to be part of your show back in 2007, and here we are in 2026. Reach out to them. Get your questions answered. If somebody's giving you financial advice and they're not standing where you want to be, don't be disrespectful, but you know what? They don't know what they're doing. It's obvious. Captain Obvious. You know, be polite, but get to those who can actually answer your questions. And Tony Miele and Larry Tetro, great guys to work with, two of the best in all of Canada. They're very humble and down to earth, but they know what they're doing. Connect with them, folks. Don't forget that our everything we talk about here and on our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, iHeartRadio, where we are right now, and even our merch store is all available to you on our website at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. That's CCBUS as in Sam, NET.com. And I want to really encourage you not to just floofer-dorfer through information like most people do. You know, you send somebody an email and then they send you one back and you go, you didn't even freaking read past the first 3 lines, you idiot. Now you got to send it again, or you got to get on the phone and go, can you do me a favor? I'm stressing out. Can you read the whole freaking email, please? Yeah, I deal with that all the time. And I'm like, so what is the purpose of email? So that you can just scan it like you think you're like, what's his name from Star Trek? I can't remember his name now. The robot dude. Yeah, who wants to help me out with that one this morning? I'm a Trekkie, but I can't remember what his name is. It's been so long. But this is the thing. In the description, whether it's a YouTube video or it's a podcast, I put a lot of details in there that I don't even get a chance to talk about on the videos or on the podcasts. So take a moment. So yeah, I'm talking to you, you email scanner. No, you're not. You're not a robot. And you miss a lot of details that way. Read the descriptions. Everything you need is available to you in the description of our videos and our podcasts. And that's the best way for me to make sure that everything is there for you to connect with us. On our homepage, you'll find the logos for all the businesses that are our program partners. You'll also find all the links in the top right-hand corner for YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, iHeartRadio, and Stevensvilleontheweb.ca. We're tied in with the businesses there in the community. Very tight. My parents live there. My mom passed in 2022, but Pops is still there and 89 and driving with all his faculties, texting, cooking. He does the whole 9 yards. So Stevensville, great place to visit. Lots of things going on there. The biggest draw in Stevensville is Safari Niagara, which, you know what, if you haven't gotten your season pass, I think the deal's going off soon. That's a great place to take the kids, the grandkids, yourself for the whole day and enjoy the eateries there and the businesses there. I love the people there, and they put us a profile page up. It's our Skippy, our videographer, that created that website to bring the businesses and community together. And they have over 7,000 people viewing that website. So just click on the businesses tab and you'll find us right there. So if you're visiting us for the first time, we love our first time visitors, and you have to know a little bit of housekeeping. Whatever your morning beverage is, that's fine with us. No problem. Number 2, you need a 16-pack of Crayola crayons and a leaf bag folded to look like a laptop. Yeah, and to us, it's a laptop. And you can just keep taking notes. So hand that to your sidekick this morning. If you don't have one, well, you can listen and re-listen at iHeartRadio. You can pull our podcasts off from any platform, Spotify, Apple, and Amazon Music. Any podcast platform, just type in Car Connection Workshop. So there, you got the skinny. So on 3, 2, 1, we say thank you to Tony and Larry, our certified financial planning professionals, for making this morning's morning swiggy available to you. 3, 2, 1. It's not coffee this morning. I didn't get up early enough. Been burning hard. I was working fiberglass last night, fixing the topper on the 97 Jeep TJ Rescue. We had a piece missing out of where the door connects with the top. Looks like Jaws took a bite out of it, but we got that under control now. And when I say we, it's me, myself, and I, just so you know. There's nobody else here. Anybody else here? Could you wrestle me up a hot cup of coffee and one of those donuts with little chocolate sprinkles on? Nothing. Dry to the bone. So my question to you was this, and I'm going to keep reminding you. How long would your car last if you actually followed a proper maintenance plan? I'm going to answer it for you. 300, 400, 600,000 kilometers. And I know you may be sitting there, maybe you skidded off the road right now. I hope not. Keep your eye on the road, and it's cold enough this morning. Take it easy on the overpasses on the highway because there could be black ice there. The temperature is like right there, and there's been a lot of moisture put down. So the roadways are green, which means they're loaded with moisture. So just be careful out there. Don't be, racing around, especially on curves and overpasses. So take it easy. You don't want to go up into the wall. That'll put you on the tail of the longest line to get to work on time. Absolutely. So we've rebuilt, and laminated our reusable Car Connection fleet maintenance system that makes it simple No matter what age you are, size, dimensions don't mean anything. Whether you know a little bit about automobiles or absolutely nothing, it will work for you. It is so simple, it's stupid. I'm serious. I've been using this fleet maintenance schedule myself since I was 20. And I've been in the trade and still in the trade for 44 years. So do the math. It's been a while. And every vehicle I keep long enough, I'd put 300,000 on minimum. 300,000, not a problem. We're going to reach, the FJ is going to more than likely hit 400,000 this year in 26 over the summer. And the Rocket is on the back door of 300,000. That's our 99 Honda Civic DX hatchback, 2-door 5-speed with air conditioning. And it all works. How does that happen? Is it because I wash it with olive oil? Could that be it? No. It has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with having it all written down before you so that you can see what needs to be done now, next, and down the road. And all you have to do is, are you ready for it? This is how simple it is. Could you, if you had to, put a check mark in a little square box? Yes? If you can follow your own writing on your grocery list and check things off as you're going through the store, then you can work the Car Connection fleet maintenance system. And I'll be dealing with our webmaster today and getting the details and photographs and everything so we can get this page up so that you can order your very own online. And there'll be a special for those who have subscribed and watching our YouTube videos to learn all the basic fundamentals of vehicle ownership. And again, our YouTube videos are designed to work hand in hand with our fleet maintenance system. So I'm showing you constantly neglected maintenance. Neglected maintenance. What is it? Where is it? How does it work? How does it break? And what could you have been doing differently in order to prevent that kind of thing from happening to you? And a lot of times, that's all it is. A $200 repair turns into a $5,000 repair. So would you rather spend small money on a schedule or big money on a surprise? You have to make that decision. You have to make that decision for you. I'm here to help you. So when it comes down to having a solid relationship with your car, that's the beginning. That is the beginning of success. And I'm going to tell you, as your coach and as your licensed automotive service technician for 44 years, everything that I'm telling you works. You have to work it. I can't do it for you. No one else can do it for you. But you know what? You can do this. Yes, you can. You only have to change your mindset and say, I can do this. You know, everything in life comes down to one thing. Just one simple thing. And it goes for everything in life, including this human body we've been given. You got to take care of it. How are you going to do that? You've got to fall in love with the battle to get to the victory. It's that simple. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So if you're a procrastinator, and hello, I'm speaking for myself too, and you know what? I've learned now to bust some butt and get it done. When that little voice says, oh, I'm too tired. It's been a hard day. Puppy. I go, really? Not on your life. And I get up and I go do it. Just get into that habit of getting it done. It's that simple. It's a mindset, folks. You know, The day that all of us stop listening to the talking heads and the white noise, life is going to get a whole lot better, because they're nothing but lies. And I'll say this. They really ought to be grateful and truly thankful that Pinocchio was just a story. Could you imagine? Or how about this? That we all have a service engine light on our forehead, and every time you lie, it flashes. Are you lying? And the light is flashing on your forehead. No. Now it's flashing even more. Your mindset would change. So if you want to lose weight, you don't like the way you look, you can't stand going to your job, and you fill in the blanks, what else? Then you know what my boss used to say to me, my military mechanic boss? If you don't like it, change it. If you don't like it, quit. That's what he would say right to our faces. Having a bad day, if you don't like it, quit. And it would sometimes get you angry. It'd be like, how dare you talk to me like that? In today's world, I'm feeling unsafe. Yeah. Come on. Suck it up, Buttercup. It's time to really tighten things up, and you can do it. I don't care what age group you are, male, female, single mom, widowed, divorced, whatever your case is. Who told you that? It's time to get rid of the labels. It's time to turn on the mind, and it's time to buckle down, because if we were puckering before, in lieu of things that are going on right now in the political world, you know what? We better become watertight like a duck and a frog, and pucker tight and figure out ways to save money. So we will launch the 30-day fuel savings challenge as soon as I see on the climate radar that we're going to steady eddy over 50 degrees Fahrenheit. And fuel, I don't know if you noticed or not, but fuel has jumped up quite a bit in the last 72 hours. And I don't think it's going to stop. So 30-day fuel savings tips, when you implement them, will minimum save you $100 a month in fuel. You excited about that? I'm excited. How about you? Absolutely. I utilize those fuel saving tips myself every single time I drive. And I am so grateful for that 2008 Nissan Rogue that was donated to us, and we made the decision to bring it back to life and rescue it. And, I used the car yesterday and had to go to the accountants and drop paperwork off and come back. And it was like the needle didn't even move. That's where we got to get to. But I'm not out there trying to beat the next guy. I'm not out there beating on my vehicles either. Because if you play hard, you're going to pay hard. And that was one of my bosses when I worked at a Texaco station as an apprentice way back when in the 70s, late 70s. He'd tell me that. And, after hours, I'd be working on my own little ride, and he would be helping me and teaching me stuff on my own car. And he'd say, just remember, Dripper. That was his nickname for me, Dripper. Wash your hands. You got to go up to the post office and get to the Dutch donut store. Yeah. And make it quick. I need a snack. And he'd say to me, Dripper, if you play hard, you're going to pay hard, just so you know. That's how it works. He says, if you beat on your car, be prepared to dish out more money. And that's what I'm saying to you folks. Tomorrow's Fun Friday, and we're going to be talking about cars, the love-hate relationship. So jump in on that conversation. Don't be afraid. I don't bite hard anymore. You can do this. You implement the things that I'm telling you, and you watch what happens to you, the costs and service and maintenance to your automobile. And don't listen to those who are saying, well, why would you put that kind of money into such an old vehicle? I hear it myself. And from those people, you know what? as my professor would say, don't listen to the negative trolls, the negative Nellies, the negative Normans. Don't listen to them. And nobody can give you a ticket to a downer unless you're willing to accept it. And so I deal with it all the time. That's why there's certain people I will not, absolutely not allow into the Car Connection workshop. Why? When's that going to be done? How much longer before you finish that? How long have you been working on that now? What's going on over here? When are you going to get that finished? That drives me nuts. I don't need somebody telling me what's going on in my head and what I have written down and what's scheduled and when we're getting to it. That's enough to drive you nuts. So that's why if somebody's speaking into your mind and saying those exact same words, why? What? What are you doing? Why are you putting money into an old car? Well, if you take that opportunity to sit down with our certified financial planning professionals, Tony and Larry, my brothers from other mothers, the first thing they're going to ask you is, do you have a car loan? Why? That's the next question. So just be prepared for that. And then you're going to hear, well, the best vehicle you could own right now is the one that is in your driveway that is paid for. That is completely paid for. That's a moneymaker. And as I spoke about a little bit yesterday and the day before, as long as the structural integrity of the automobile is solid, that means the frame, subframes, everything else underneath that gives the vehicle stability is solid. The rest is repairable, replaceable, and serviceable. If the engine's healthy and the transmission's healthy and the driveline's healthy, you know what? All you have to do is take care of it, and it puts money back in your pocket. So either one of two things has to happen in order for you to keep your vehicle long term. So if you're interested in that and giving your vehicle longevity, I'm your man. I can get you there, but I can't do it all for you, but I can do some, and I can be your best buddy and best cheerleader ever. And you have access to me through my email. So if you have a question, fire it over. Let's unpack it. Let's take a look at it. Ask questions. Get answers. And that's how I was taught as an apprentice, and that's how I taught my apprentices, is before you get yourself upside down and sideways in your head, say stop and come and get me. Don't continue. Ask. So you have my email, and so ask. You got a question? Saturdays, we do a 1-hour show now, Q&A, questions and answers. Get your questions in Monday through Friday, and I will answer those on the air on Saturday morning, 8 till 9. You'll get your question answered live on the podcast. So here's an opportunity for you. Get those fingers going. Send me over an email. We're working on getting phone lines up so we could do some live programming like we did for 24 and a half years on radio and take callers. So we're working on that as we speak behind the scenes. So you've either got to have a licensed mechanic that you can trust wherever you take your vehicle to for repairs to guide you with your vehicle maintenance. And what we have to avoid is reactive versus responsive. So reactive maintenance is where the service light's on, I hear something clamoring under the hood trying to get out, and there's something thunking or scraping in the back of the car. That's reactive. Now, on my own vehicles, that doesn't happen. Why? Because of following a maintenance schedule. You're ahead of all that stuff. So you reduce the opportunity to take $200 repair and turn it into a $5,000 repair. That's what we're talking about here. How do you turn that around? How do you turn around spending a couple of $100 and making sure that your vehicle's in top drawer condition, reducing stress, pushing your service bill to a $5,000 service bill? And I've got one right here on my talk table. Let me see if I can get that for you. If I can pull that off without emptying the whole stinking thing. I think that's it right there. Yeah. How fast you can have a major... Yeah, that's it. All right, just bear with me for a minute. I don't have an assistant. Could I get an assistant, please? Yeah, I'm still waiting for that cup of coffee, if you don't mind. That chocolate donut. Here we go. Here it is. A repair bill. An actual repair bill that was sent to me to review. Man, that is small. Gets any smaller, that printing, I probably wouldn't even be able to, it'd be non-existent. Let me see if I can see this. I need to see the bottom line. That's what I'm looking for. $3,838.47. That's right. That's what I just said. $3,830. It looks like an 8. Man, that's a very small email. $3,838.47. Have you had one of those lately? Egads, man, I don't know about you, but that would make me pucker. That's for sure. I don't have bills like that. Even keeping up with the maintenance and following my own maintenance schedule, I don't have whoppers like that. That's a whopper. That's like, wow, have we been doing any maintenance? Anything? That is a perfect example. I'm glad that popped into my head. That's a perfect example. So if that shop that wrote that invoice is taking care of that person's car, how do they end up getting a bill that large? Are you following me? How do they end up getting almost a $4,000 repair bill just to get back out on the road? Are they watching out for you? Are they helping you with your vehicle maintenance, scheduling, preventative maintenance? In that case, absolutely not. When I had my own shop on the Hamilton Mountain, I didn't want my customers having a bill like that. That would be embarrassing to me, and it would also be embarrassing to all the fantastic instructors I've had over the years that said, keep an eye on your customers' vehicles. Keep a close eye as though it's your own, and take care of them. You want to make sure you keep the repair bills down, not jack them up. Those shops are the ones that are upselling you stuff you don't need. That's where you got to get out of there. We'll talk about that in another program, is some of the telltale signs of, you know what, I need to get out of here while I still even have a wallet to put something in. And that's true. That's why I'm saying to you, you've got to take control of your own vehicle maintenance. And I've made it as simple as I possibly can, and as cheap as I possibly can for you as well, without giving away all my knowledge for free, because that doesn't help us to grow as a podcast and a YouTube channel to get monetized so that we can help pay your bills for you. If you're struggling, we want to know about it. If we get to that point where we can pay the parts and do the labor and shoot a video and teach someone else, then you know what we're doing? We're teaching one to reach one to move forward. Take control. If you're thinking you're going to look like a beached whale in your one piece this summer, what's your game plan? You can't do the pizza and wings on Friday, or fish and chip Friday and pizza and wings on Saturday, and then Monday through Friday, what? You're working getting all that stuff out of your body. And then you start the same thing all over again. You got to change some things in your life in order to change some things in your life. That's what it's all about, is falling in love with the battle to get to the victory. And there is a victory right here. I just read you an invoice that was just shy of $4,000. And here's the kicker. You ready for this? That was the second invoice. Yeah. The first one was half of that. Do the math. If it was half of it, call it $2,000. And just shy of $4,000, that's $6,000 in 1 year. Is that shop watching out for their customers? No. They're just waiting for you to come in with reactive repairs. That means you push the vehicle to the limit and stuff is breaking. And then you get surprised. Many times I'd ask customers coming through the door at our own shop, I'd go, when was the last? They go, that's a lot of money. I go, well, when was the last time you spent some money on this car? And usually if it's husband and wife, he's come to pick her up and she's dropping her car off and she's looking at him, he's looking at her, she's looking at him, back to her. And then that usually tells me, and I'll answer it for him, $0. Well, all that time that you thought the car was self-healing and you're saving money, there's going to be the tipping point, and when you get that bill for like $3,800. And then you're shocked, and you shouldn't be, because you know you've not spent a single dime taking care of that car. I don't have $3,800 repair bills on anything. How can that happen? I follow my own maintenance schedule. That's why. I stay ahead of it. I know, and I've learned how to put a check mark in a box beside the service. Done. Next. Check mark. Done. Next. Check mark. Done. And then you move to the next month. And then the next month. Then the next month. You won't get a $3,800 bill. Your bills will be under control and you'll have an older vehicle, well maintained. The rest of it is left up to you to look after it inside, outside, and anything breaks, fix it. Don't say, oh, well, that's going to cost me $50. Oh, you want to go out to dinner? Yeah, I'm there. See what I'm saying? It's the priority. If you want to save money and put more money in your own pocket, then you got to have the game plan and implement the plan. I'm your coach. Hang on to my coattails. I'll get you there, but you got to do the work. I'll encourage you. You can ask me questions. I've been on the air now. I'm in my 32nd year. Now we're on digitals, switched over from towers. We're reaching more and more people, and yes, you can do this. Yes, you can. If I can do it, you can do it. It's that simple. Excuses are useless. You might as well tell me you got to make soup or stay home and hold your cat's paw because it's not feeling well. Whatever it is, excuses are useless. When you do stuff, there's results. It's that simple. You start eating right and getting some exercise, and guess what happens? Things change, and you start to feel better. And you don't feel, like $1 million all crumpled up every morning when you get out of bed. Yeah, that everything hurts. More things hurt than what you have. And when you decide to do something about it and you start to see results, it's encouraging. It is for me too. There's stuff that I don't like to do, but once I get into it, like last night playing with fiberglass, it's not one of my favorite things. Do I know how to do it? Yeah, and when I don't, I'll do some research to get some pointers and jump right in and get it done. So today, later this afternoon, I'll rework that fiberglass, and the problem will be fixed and fixed permanently, and it's done. Do I like working with fiberglass and getting itchy? No, not at all. I really don't like doing body work at all, but if I have to do it to save some money, I know how to do it, and I have supplies to do it, and it's a mindset. It's looking at the big picture. What is it going to look like when it's done? And going, yeah, that's going to be good. And change your mindset. So if you don't have a service tech that's got your back, you're going to have big repair bills like the one I just read off the total. And when I looked at the list, I was just shaking my head. I'm going, if you're taking your vehicle in for an oil change, and here's the other thing. This is huge. This is a huge nugget right here. No disrespect to the drive-through oil change places. Don't use them. You don't have service techs working on your car. You don't have licensed techs working on your car. Skippy's under there. Oil's out, filter's on, and then they get you for wiper blades and an air filter, some quickie stuff, so they jack the bill up, and they get commissioned on that. But you don't have a trained eye doing your oil change service. That's how you get a $4,000 repair bill. Because no disrespect to the oil lube tech that's under there, he or she doesn't know what they're looking at. They're not trained mechanics. And here's the thing. You're not bothering me to have me do your oil change. That gives me an opportunity to check your vehicle over for you. And this is where that relationship has to be tight. That they're not upselling you things that your vehicle doesn't really need. You have to have that tight relationship, knowing that when your service tech says you need this right now, but this is coming up, so prepare for that, and we'll book you for that other repair work. And that's how I work with my own customers. And, there was a lot on my head. They'd say, just go ahead and get it done. I'll just get it done. And I had credit cards on file and stuff. They go, just put that on my bill. But, you fix it as though you would fix it for yourself. And that was all put on me. And it's okay, because you know what? I knew I wasn't selling them things they didn't need. I wasn't charging for top drawer parts, but getting inferior parts to make more money. I wasn't doing any of that. I was doing good, solid, honest, reliable service, and I worked on customers' cars as though it was my own. And there's mechanics I work with, I wouldn't even ask to borrow their car, but my vehicles are in top drawer condition because I rely on them. I need them. And I don't want to be making payments. I don't want to be working to pay interest and principal for a vehicle. And if you're not willing to look after it and you're making those payments, what do you got when the term is left over? I've seen it happening for 40 some odd years. People work so hard to buy a car, beat the thing down the highway, thinking that it's maintenance free, and then all of a sudden you get a $4,000 repair bill. Yeah, all that driving wasn't for free. Listening to those talking heads that say, you don't have to worry about your oil changes. You only have to change the oil like once a year. Well, spark plugs are good for 250, 300,000 kilometers, and then we got to pull cylinder heads off and tear the engine down to get them out because they're misfiring. It's listening to all that garbage that will take money out of your pocket. And that's what they're doing. It's a game, folks. It's a game. You're working hard, beating that car down the road to get to and from work, and paying the interest and the principal on it. And by the time the car's paid off, you got to jump back in because it's so unmaintained. Where do you start? And I can't tell you that, and the number of those conversations having with people in our own shop all the time. And going, at some point, you got to call it vehicle ownership. Because when you don't, the repair bills are astronomical. You asked me to look it over, and I'm scared to even call you because the list is ugly. And you say, well, I know you brought it in for this and you asked me to check it over. Well, here's what it needs. What? Yeah, that's what it's going to do. That's what's got to be done to get you over the next year. Otherwise, this thing's finished. Well, we're still making payments on it. Well, I can't help you. And that's what it comes down to. How can I help you if you won't listen and you won't do? So remember, the do does and the did is done. I'm here to coach you. I'm here to help you, not hurt you. I'm sharing all the things that if you do it, you will put money back in your pocket. You don't need to work your butt off to pay for a car to make the last payment and then go car shopping again, because that is the game. And if you don't know the rules, then they win the game. The cat is smarter than the mice. We have to turn that around for you. You got to become the mice that are smarter than the cat. And it's possible. It is all possible. And again, it comes back to, do you have a solid relationship with the repair shop you're taking your vehicle to? If you're going to all different types of shops, and I call you folks attention shoppers, special in aisle 3. Yeah, I don't want you as a customer. I want you as a client. Customers, I never wanted. Those are the ones that shop all across town looking for the deal. They never become a client where it can actually take care of their automobile, take care of them, get them on track with maintenance, and they're saving money. Customers, they would always come and go. How much for this? How much for that? Well, I can get that done over here, $54 cheaper. Well, then you should probably go there permanently. And I had no problem saying that. Then you should probably go there permanently. If you're shopping price, you should go somewhere else. If you're shopping quality, you're in the right place. That's what I would tell them. I'm not about trying to compete with someone else. My price is my price, and if something goes wrong, I stand behind my work. So building that type of relationship with a shop and the people that are there, if you don't have that relationship, then you need to find a repair shop that you can get to that will help you get to the maintenance level that I've been talking about and keep you on track. Or you're going to have to track it yourself. And that's why, again, we've redone, rebuilt, and recreated our Car Connection fleet maintenance system that makes it simple. Absolutely simple. So when all is said and done, we have all the nuts and bolts together. Those who are subscribed to our YouTube channel will get the fleet maintenance system for $59, and those who aren't will get it for $69. That's cheaper than an oil change, because I just got a jug of oil last week, $59. That's my cost, my garage price. I'm actually buying oil at other stores because my automotive parts supplier, I can't afford to buy oil there anymore. Can't. It's over the top. $64 for a jug of oil, $59 for a jug of oil that I used to pay like $19 for, my cost. Not anymore. It's a game, folks. Parts, I'm searching. I've got my go-tos online, and I know who I can count on online to help get us parts. Not cheap offshore stuff that when we do the job, it's going to last. It's a game for parts. So I hope you take this to heart. Tomorrow's a fun Friday, so we can kind of let our hair down, have an extra cup of Joe and maybe another donut. Everything in moderation, right? Everything. Just have a diet soda. It zeroes that out. Yeah. I had a producer one time, and I always bring a box of donuts on our afternoon show on ESPN. And I'd go to Paula's Best Donuts on the Buffalo side. If you haven't been there to get donuts, you got to go to Paula's. And I'll tell you, those are meal replacements. If you took a box of Paula's donuts and you walked into Tim Hortons and opened the lid and said, "Do you have anything like this?" you would probably get a beating if you got out of there alive. So anyways, my board op, he was a tall, skinny guy, can't remember his name at the moment. And he could wolf those donuts down like no tomorrow. And I said to him, I said, you're going to give yourself diabetes. He goes, no. He goes, Niall, ain't never going to happen. I go, why is that? I just say no to diabetes. And he grabs another donut. And that's always, we had such a good laugh about that. So tomorrow we're going to laugh. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about cars. Is it a love-hate relationship for you? Get involved in the conversation tomorrow. Yeah, send some questions in. Send me some emails, and I'll read your comments out. Is vehicle ownership a love-hate relationship for you? And if so, why is that? What's your thing? What's your hang-up? Yeah, let's hear about it. Let's toss that around a little bit. And don't forget to send your questions in, because I will answer them Saturday on the 1-hour program, Q&A with Motormouth. Niall Jenkins, come and join us for that. I'm always available to you. I'm just an email away. You can email me, and if I feel we need to have a deeper conversation, I'll give you a phone number that you can contact me here in the studio, and we'll talk about it in further depth. Because sometimes, you know what has to be said in an email, maybe a 6-pager, but we can have a 10-minute conversation and cover a lot of ground and move on, right? That's the way I see it. You know, computer is supposed to save time? Not really. I don't see it. I can get on the phone, have a 5-minute conversation, and get a lot of things taken care of in 5 minutes versus sitting and making an email that most people just skim through and miss half of it anyway, and you're back and forth. So it drives me nuts. That's one of my pet peeves. Why should I send you an email if you're not even going to read it properly? Yeah, that's a waste of time. We don't want to waste any time. So come and join us for Fun Friday. That's tomorrow. And, heading into a March break next week. What do you got planned for March break? I'm working. So, yeah, I work about 80 hours a week to put everything together. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? I'm not whining. There's no crying in the Car Connection workshop. There's no crying. None whatsoever. So make it a great day today. Thank you to Earl and Louise Grant, phenomenal couple in the car business for almost 25 years. If you're shopping for a car, you've got to meet Earl and Louise Grant. You've got to. Because I know you can buy with confidence, be treated with nothing less than honesty and integrity, and you're going to come away with a vehicle you're truly, truly going to fall in love with. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices, in-house leasing and financing available to you. They are Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Simply put that way. They got it all together there. It's worth the drive to get the City Auto Sales and Leasing. Second highest purchase you're ever going to make. And you know what? When you know you can buy with confidence and be treated with nothing less than honesty, integrity, and nobody's selling you lipstick on a pig, you are in good shape because you can relax. And you'll love it there. You'll absolutely love it there. Thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center for being our nonprofit faith-based organization going into 2026, serving men, women, elderly, seniors, widows, orphans, single moms, and children, small humans. Meals, love, hope, and changing lives one at a time in our very own backyard. They get no outside resources from anywhere. They have to raise their own funds to provide everything they do comes out of their pocket. They feed through the door, out the door. Tuesdays and Fridays, they're serving around 260 people now, Tuesdays and Fridays, giving them a hot meal. How cool is that? See how you can get involved. Click on their logo on our homepage and check them out. You check them out and see maybe what's tugging on your heart, a way that you see fit to get involved, whether it's being a monthly donator, weekly, once a year, or even volunteering your time or pitching some gift cards to them. They know how to take a nickel and hammer it until it turns into $1. So let's get behind them. They're our faith-based nonprofit organization. Any donation over $25 will get you a tax receipt. So till tomorrow, happy, healthy motoring. Keep it under 100. Watch out for the other guy. I'm on your side. And I'm extending every single day the olive branch to you, whether you want to receive it or not. I'm here for those who want to make a difference. I'm here for those who need a coach, someone to help them, someone to encourage them, someone to uplift you and say, yes, you can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. Peace, patience, and kindness always. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another edition of Motor Mouth's Morning Drive. Make it a great day. Bye for now.